If the Springbok team can't beat the Wallabies in Australia, then I don't see the Springbok team winning the World Cup next year in France. From 41 test matches that has been played between the Wallabies and the Springboks in Australia, the Springboks only managed to win 12 of those 41 test matches. Now 7 days ago, I did a poll where I asked the question, will the Springboks win both test matches in Australia? At the time of shooting this video, 603 votes came in. From the 603 votes, 63% of you guys said yes, and 37% of you said no, the Springboks will not win both test matches in Australia. So 63% of you guys are very optimistic that the Springboks will win both test matches in Australia. So the Springbok team was announced yesterday. In the Springbok team, we have Malcolm Marx being on the bench once again. Now, I know many of us, we can't grasp why this is happening, why Malcolm Marx is always on the bench, where it's quite clear the guy is the best hooker in the world. However, during the team announcement and during the media conference, Jacques Nienaber gave his explanation on why Dweba will be starting. He says it's a technical reason why Malcolm Marx is on the bench and why Dweba is starting. I must say that Dweba deserves a second opportunity after having that nightmare start against the All Blacks, because we'd like to give a guy an opportunity again to see if he learned from the experience he had in the previous game. So hopefully Dweba comes good. It will just increase the depth for the Springboks going forward at hooker. Then we have Duane Vermeulen coming in once again. There's huge questions in Duane's fitness. Is he up to the fitness level that requires him to be effective at this level? He's been out for almost a couple of months, but Duane Vermeulen is given another opportunity where Jasper Visser has been taken out from the whole match day 23. So Duane Vermeulen has been given a start once again, and obviously there's some questions about Duane Vermeulen's fitness, and there's also questions I see on social media, on Twitter, where some fans are questioning the Boks brain trust in these decisions to have guys like Duane Vermeulen being brought into the team in a starting role. And questions are being asked, why isn't younger players like Elrich Louw, Evan Roos and Jasper Visser giving more prominent roles at number 8? But Duane is being given opportunity, and let's see what he does on Saturday. Then I think the inclusion of Warrick Geland is a masterstroke from the Bok coach. Now Warrick Geland is one of the best backline players in South Africa. There's no doubt about it. If you go by the guy's domestic form, now obviously test match level and domestic level, there's a difference between the two levels. However, Warrick Geland is a class player, and I believe that form will transition onto test level. So I think having Warrick Geland at number 14 is an excellent choice. It's an excellent tactic where you have Damian Willemse and Warrick Geland playing together, and we've seen how these two guys conjure up magic in that Stormers jersey. So hopefully they can do that in the green and gold as well, where Willemse and Warrick Geland can do something special in the back three. Now, as we all know, that the 6-2 split is always a contentious topic when we discuss the Springboks. So the Springboks in both test matches against the All Blacks, the Boks, they burned their fingers with the 6-2 split, where players got injured within the first couple of minutes of the game. So for Australia, we are going back to the 5-3 split, where we have 5 forwards and 3 backline players, where Elton Jantjies is coming in, and we see Francois Steyn coming in as well. This is a game of second chances. We've got Dweba getting a second chance, Duane Vermeulen and Elton Jantjies getting a second chance. Hopefully these guys will be able to repay the Springbok management for the loyalty and trust that's being shown in them. So that's the Springbok team in a nutshell. Then I want to ask the question, how can this Wallaby team beat the Springboks? So in my opinion, I think that if the Wallabies keep the ball in play and in hand and hold on to possession, that will be a very good tactic against the Springboks. Number one, we see New Zealand do it 2 weeks ago where you tire the Springbok forward pack very early in the game, just by keeping ball in hand, up in the tempo of the game. So if the Wallabies can keep the ball in play longer and in hand, that will help their cause down the line. What the Wallabies must also do is they will have to try to pin the Springboks back in their own half. The Springbok team does not like playing out of their own half of the field. We see that Bernard Foley has been brought back into the mix. He's a very good kicking option when it comes to tactical play. And we also have Hodge, who also have a huge boot on him that can keep the Springboks back in their half. So that is one of the things that the Wallabies need to do if they want to win against the Springboks, is to keep the Springboks in their half of the field. Then finally, what the Wallabies have to do to win this game, they have to look at their discipline. If you give too much penalties away against the Springbok team, then you can expect them to kick the penalties for the line out in order for them to activate their driving ball. And through the driving ball, the Springboks use as a very effective weapon. Last year we saw in the first test against Australia, the Springboks scored 3 tries by using the driving ball against the Wallabies. So the Wallabies, they need to watch the discipline and don't give away too much penalties. Then just a notable mention, what the Wallabies should do also to win this game, they have to man up physically against the Springbok forwards. Now we've seen the Wallabies do this last year when they beat the Boks twice in Australia last year. So I think this Wallaby team under Dave Rennie, they have the mettle to actually do something against the Springbok team, even though we always see the Wallabies as being soft up front. But last year we saw that they can stand their man against the Springboks. So having said that, my prediction for this game, sorry Springbok fans, my prediction for this game is for the Wallabies to win the Springboks by 3 points. The Wallabies to win the Springboks by 3 points. So if the Wallabies can fulfill that tactics that I mentioned previously, then they will have the ammo and the ability to beat the Springbok team in the first test in Adelaide. So guys, what are your predictions for this game? Do you think the Boks have it to win the Wallabies in the first test? As the game against the All Blacks, did it take out the soul from the Springbok team? Do they have the quality to come back and to beat Australia? Bearing in mind the very bad record the Springbok team have in Australia. So yeah, what's your opinion, guys? Give me your opinion. What's your prediction? Let's have this chat. Let's interact. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.